Quick question. Do you want to get this? That's right, this is the Finnish passports, one of the best passports in the world, and it is actually possible for anyone to become a Finnish citizenship and get the Finnish passport. And today I'm going to show you how to become Finnish citizenship with 7 steps. Let's go check that right now. What's up, Fantastics? Welcome to a new video. If you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Aleksi and I make fantastic videos about Finnish culture, lifestyle and language. So if you're into those kind of things, hit that subscribe button because you will get more fantastic stuff in the future as well. And a quick disclaimer, I'm not the immigration specialist, so I'm just going to give you some general guidelines how this stuff works. And if you want to get more detailed information, check out the link in the description. Okay, let's get started. First of all, there are several criteria that you need to fulfill in order to be eligible for Finnish citizenship. And the first criteria is that you need to be at least 18 years old, which is adult age in Finland, and your ID has been reliably established. So nothing really special in this one, you just need to be adult, basically, that's 18 years in Finland, and your ID needs to be verified basically, so you need to have any kind of passport or some kind of ID where people can check that you are actually the person you're claiming to be. So nothing really special in this one. But the next criteria is that you need to have at least satisfactory skills either in Finnish or Swedish. And this includes both oral and written skills. And also Finnish or Finland Swedish sign language is also acceptable. So if Finnish is too difficult, try the sign language. Nah, just kidding. And how you can get the proof or the certificate for this, there is this test called National Certificate of Language Proficiency, also known as the YKI test. And basically this is like this national test where you can go test your Finnish skills with different levels. And the level you need is at least the level 3 or higher. And the levels are between 1 to 6. So it's kind of the mid-level, so not too high requirement, at least well, I'm a Finn, of course, it's easy for me to say, but it doesn't sound that high. Out of 6, you need only 3. And this level 3 is comparable with this European standard B1 or B2. And the other levels are 1 to 2, and that's the A1, A2, 3 to 4 is the B1, B2, which I just told about, and the levels 5 to 6 is the C1, C2. And what is measured in this YKI test? It's reading comprehension, writing, listening comprehension, and speaking skills. And there's also an interesting detail to this. When you go to the immigration office to kind of submit your citizenship application, they also test your skills there when you are doing kind of the business there, that you can actually, manage this kind of everyday life in Finnish or in Swedish. So they also do kind of this small test there. So this is the typical way how foreigners usually get their Finnish skills verified. But there are also some other ways. For example, if you have done your education, your basic education, upper secondary, vocational, or even higher education in Finnish, that can also be a proof that your Finnish skills are high enough for the citizenship. But if you do the YKI test, then you need at least a 3. Okay, moving on. The next criteria you need is you need to live in Finland long enough. Okay, well, doesn't sound that difficult. You just need to be in Finland, let time pass. Pretty simple, right? And there's 2 ways to do this. The first way is that you need to live in Finland 5 years without interruption, and this means the continuous period of residence. Or the second way is in total of 7 years after you turn 50. Out of these 7 years, the last 2 years with continuous residency in Finland. So basically you need to have like a continuous residence in Finland for 5 years without interruptions. And these interruptions, for example, allows holiday trips. So you don't have to just stay in Finland for 5 years. That would be actually quite horrible, even as a Finn, because for example, in winter it's very cold and you want to take a holiday trip to some warmer country. That's completely okay. So you can do these short trips. That's completely fine. But if you move out of Finland, that kind of breaks the continuity there. And there are a few special cases where you can get this with shorter period of time. First being you have the required language skills and you have strong ties in Finland. I didn't really understand what the strong ties in Finland means basically, but I believe it's, for example, if you have relatives in Finland, that could be one way to kind of get through that criteria. And with this, you need to only have 4 years of residency without interruption. Second special case would be you are a refugee and you have been granted international protection. The same stuff applies here. With 4 years of residency, you can get this one. Or if you're stateless, so you don't have any nationality, the same stuff applies here, also 4 years. Or if you have a Finnish spouse, then it's also 4 years without interruption. But if you are a Nordic citizen, like Sweden, Denmark, Norway, then you need only 2 years of continuous residency, and then you can become Finnish with this criteria. So pretty good stuff. All right, next criteria you need to fulfill in order to become Finnish is integrity. How do I pronounce this? Integrity? Integrity? Basically, this means that you haven't committed any serious crimes and you are not placed under restraining order. So basically, this means that you haven't done any serious crimes in Finland and you are not under restraining order. So that's basically what you need to do in order to fulfill this one. So if you haven't done any serious crimes, this should be a piece of cake. And also petty crimes or petty fines are okay. So these kind of like small, like high speeding tickets or these kind of things are completely okay in terms of the Finnish citizenship application. But in case you have done something, you might be placed under a waiting period. And this depends on many factors like the severity of the punishments you've got or the nature of your crime and these kind of things. So there is this kind of waiting period that you might get if you have been doing some bad stuff. For most people this should be fine. So as long as you're clear, you don't have like a crime record or anything, you're good to go. Next criteria involves money, and this means that you have met your payment obligations. And this means that you have paid your taxes, your fines, your student loans, hospital fees, and so on. So basically you are not in debt, especially for the government. And in case you have some payment problems, this is still not a deal breaker. For example, if you've been following a payment plan in order to get these payments done, then it should be fine. But if they see that you've been clearly neglecting your payment stuff, then they might be like,
"For no Finnish citizenship for you, mofos."
Okay, they don't use that phrase, but you get the idea. And the last criteria is also about money. You have been informed them about your sources of income. And basically this means that you are able to support yourself financially while you are living in Finland. And basically what they just require you is to list your sources of income. So for example, if you have a job, you need to list some of your payment slips. And if you're getting some allowances from the government, the social security money, you also need to list those. And in case you have a business, then you need to send some like these business documents and these financial statements and such in order to prove them that you are able to live in Finland financially. Okay, so these are all the criteria basically. So if you can fulfill all these, then you're good to go. The most challenging ones will be obviously the language, but it's only satisfactory level. You don't need really fluent Finnish at all in order to get Finnish citizenships. And the second one will be the time. So 5 years in Finland, like without interruptions, it's quite a long time. But if you have managed to establish your work here, maybe you have a family, and then you just let time pass, and once you're good to go, and then you can just apply for the Finnish citizenship. Talking about application, the last step in order to do this is just to apply for the Finnish citizenship. There's more details to this again in the link in the description, but basically you can just fill the documentation and the application online, and you just need your basic documents ready, your passport, your certificates, for example language skills and statement of the incomes and such. And then you just go there online, fill the application, and then you also need to pay it there. When recording this video, the application costs 380 euros, and it's a bit salty price, but I mean, if you think about what you get Finnish citizenship, you get the chance to get one of the best passports in the world, so I think it's worth the money. And then you need to also book an appointment at the service point where application will be verified, because they need to also verify that you are actually the person who submitted the application. So they check your ID and stuff, and they also test your Finnish or Swedish skills there while you do the stuff, so keep that in mind. Then you just wait, and according to the website and at the time of recording this video, the waiting period is 5 to 9 months, so it might take a while, but once you've done it, then you just wait, continue with your life, and boom, then you get the decision where they will tell you if you get the Finnish citizenship or not. And like I told you, you need to get those Finnish skills in order to become Finnish. And especially with the spoken Finnish, I can help you, because if you hit the link in the description, sign up to my email list, I can send you my free Basics of Spoken Finnish online course to your email, to your inbox. So make sure to do that with the link in the description. And also don't forget to subscribe to get more Finnish videos in the future as well. See you in the next video. So moro.